When? August 6, 1945. The atomic bomb, August 6, 1945, and dropped it on a Christian Japanese community. The largest Christian community in Japan, Christian America, dropped the atomic bomb on a people of color in the black nation. Because the Japanese come in our family. Dropped it on a people of color. August 6, 1945. Not only that, there were 61 families whose homes were destroyed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, when the crazy cracker named Powell dropped the bomb, and the crazy Negro, no good, good for nothing, Mayor Good, gave order. 61 families, the primary family being our family, the Africa family, under the organization and movement called MOVE, that we respect tremendously. 61 families there. The United Nations is called the Tower of Babel when you uncover the symbolism. Said that they tried to build a tower up to heaven, but that all of the tongues got mixed up and confused. The white man started building the Tower of Babel, which is the Tower of Babylon, or the United Nations. The land was given by Rockefeller in New York, and they tried to bring together all of the European nations in particular, that they would rule and dominate the earth and affect the happenings of the universe. But the God intervened and stepped in and confused the tongues and their language so that the United Nations can't make serious decisions and binding decisions today. Not only that, the United Nations has 6 principal organs. 6 principal organs make up the United Nations. Those 6 principal organs are the General Assembly, the Security Council, 2, Economic and Social Council, 3, Trusteeship Council, 4, International Court of Justice, 5, and the Secretariat. The United Nations is based on the number 6. 6 organs make up the United Nations. Stick with me now. South Africa was originally inhabited by the Huguenots, the Germans, and the Dutch. Later the British and the Jews came. But first it was settled in the year 1666 under the number 666, so-called South Africa. White people in South Africa are the P.W. Botha's illegitimate criminal settler colony. It has no business there. Make up 1/6 of the so-called South African population. 1/6 of the population. The illegitimate state of Israel, which is also a criminal settler colony, its symbol and its flag is that same 6-pointed Star of David. Israel attacked northern Africa and almost wiped out the Air Force of Egypt in a war that was called the Great 6 Days War. Is that right? So they attacked northern Africa before they attacked Tunisia recently. Uh-oh. I don't mean any harm if you're a Catholic, but the Pope of Rome, the Catholic Church, which is the root of Christianity. All Christians used to be Catholic at one time. First of all, Jesus was not a Christian. You don't find nowhere in the Bible where Jesus said he was a Christian. You don't find nowhere in the Bible where Noah, Abraham, Lot, anybody says they were Christians. Nowhere. Huh? And if you must be a Christian to be saved, and if Jesus was the first Christian, and he started Christianity, and he was here 2,000 years ago, what about Moses, who was here 2,000 years before Jesus, who was a prophet of God? Does that mean because he wasn't a Christian that he ain't going to be saved? Who started Christianity? It originally started 325 years as organized movement, 325 AD, meaning after Christ was gone, at the Nicene Conference. In the Roman Empire was responsible for it, the same people who killed him, for what he was teaching. The Jews at the root of it, because the Jews were Jesus' number one enemy, and by Allah's grace, in defense of my leader, teacher, and guide, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, I will do a piece one day on the Jews and Jesus, and make sure that it circulates through the church, throughout the church community. The Jews and Jesus, because the Jews fought Jesus every day, everywhere he went, and then plotted his death, had him killed, and then set up a kangaroo court and had Jesus prosecuted in the courts. The Jews, the scribes, the Sadducees, the Sanhedrin, the scribes, the Pharisees, the Sanhedrin, and the Sadducees. All of them were Jews. Study your scripture. It's all right there for you. The same Jew was right there then. All right, where are we? The Pope. I'm going to have to erase something now. I got to erase this to show you this. All right? This is that old Pope. Lying devil. Do you know whose seat the Pope is sitting in? The Pope, not literally the seat, but I mean what he's talking about. He's sitting in the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's seat. The Pope is sitting in Minister Farrakhan's seat. You say, oh, now you were doing all right. You took it too far now. How the Pope going to be sitting in Farrakhan's seat? Please, bear with me because you don't know. We don't even know our name. Well, you know who's sitting in whose seat. The Pope says that he is the vicegerent of God, that he is the vicar of the Son of God, that he is the vicar of Jesus the Christ. We know who Jesus the Christ is, and we know who his son is, or who the vicar of Christ is. And on his tiara, or his mitre, he wears these Roman numerals. You ready for this? This is Pope John Paul. And all of the popes who came before him, this is what he wears on his mitre or his tiara. Vicarius. I know I sound just like one of them. Vicarius. Fele. Dea. These are Roman numerals. V represents 5. I represents 1. C, you remember in Washington, D.C., represents 100. You add them up with your pencil, too. Get it out of your little pocketbook, your little purse. A, 0, nothing, no value. R, 0, no value in Roman numerals. I, 1. U, this is really what I said, that's V. And I'm written it wrong. It's V here. Represents 5. S, no value. F, no value in Roman numerals. I, again, represents 1. L represents 50 in Roman numerals. Those who know the Roman numerals, you know I ain't lying. I1. D, you remember from Washington, D.C., represents what? 500. E has no value in Roman numerals. I represent 1. Now, as the old folks say, now let's tabulate it up here. Let's add it up. That's 100, right? 105, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? 100, 5, 10, 11, 12. 112. Are you with me? 112. That's 50, 1, 2, 3. Is that correct? 53. That's 501, right? 501. Now, mind you, this is the tiara or the mitre that the Pope wears on his head. He walks around with this on. In Roman numerals, saying that he is the vicar of the Son of God. That's what that means when you translate it into Latin. Vicarius Filii. That he is the vicar of the Son of God. He thinks he's getting over by wearing that, but God has another plan. 2 and 3, 5 and 1. No, it ain't, is it? 5 and 1? No, it ain't, is it? 5 and 1?